Hello peeps and hello peppers. Please excuse this tilted format, but I find the panda coming out of my head actually pretty hilarious because this week a lot of little funny animals have come out of my head on paper, and I thought I could establish this Miðvikudags Mandala as a regular thing here. I just got word today that the first puffins of the year have been sighted in Grímsey, like the northernmost point of Iceland, basically. And so I decided to make a puffin mandala because on the weekend I also had an experience where I needed to pack a drawing into two envelopes for someone, and actually then it looked as if the animal on the drawing was peeping out of a window. So I might make that a tradition as well. And now the professional filmmakers would tell me don't put this thing all over the place. Yeah, because the people look at small details, and the small details upset the flow of the picture. But let's say to me, it was important to draw puffins that make a safe home in an inner circle, because I also showed a puffin drawing to someone this weekend. This puffin drawing, I don't have it here anymore, but it reminds me of a conversation with yet another friend who said, well, oh, these puffins are building up a warm home. And then I almost had to cry because the picture also connected to my longing for connections. So I should actually kind of learn to talk without all this in between, because I actually almost think that I bored people out with my lecture at the autism festival. But actually that made me learn that, of course, I usually don't have the time and energy to prepare for things alone, but with help I could prepare so much better, and then it would go so much smoother. I'm also aware that many people with ADHD, including my noble self, have to improvise a lot of things and can also react quite quickly in, for instance, crisis situations. And that can be very positive. I wouldn't say this here is a crisis situation, but I would say that, most people don't realize what I'm doing at a film festival. I'm watching sort of 3 movies per day. And let's say in the beginning, and especially in my younger years, I thought that is no problem because I'm sitting all the time and I'm kind of not moving. And I like spaces where people are sitting, not moving, not making noises. Well, let's say in the last couple of years, it has become a sorry fashion that people think it's okay to talk loud in cinemas, and people think it's okay to jump up and dance when the film is not finished. But okay, let's say the older I get, the more I realize that films actually contain a lot of really extreme light flashes, scene changes, noises. When I was in an autism friendly screening, so called, that meant, for instance, that the volume and the like stereo sound were toned down, which is actually really it's a good start. But I also know some autistic people who say they can't really go to the movies because this and because that, and like often it's the sum of many small parts that you just can't get rid of. And I think one of my favorite, most interesting watched films yesterday was about a deaf new mother with a hearing partner, and like it turned out in the course of the story that the child could hear and responded much more to sounds than to anything that people would do with their hands. And um, let's say I get it that the mother felt left out. But I also know from my own experience how difficult it can be to ask other groups of people to take me along. And like, of course, some people in some situations, they will do that with the greatest joy, and we will all enjoy the event. And it's lovely when someone tells me, okay, let's find something that we all can do and let's think about it really well and try things, and what would have to happen so you can join, and etc. But there are limits uh, as to accommodating some special needs. And it was like really interesting to see what happened, like when service providers in this movie met their limits. And is it me or is my cheek here still swollen? So okay, this is my tarot of the day that I dragged for you with the frog and the turtle. Like, of course, the turtle often to me means living in my shell. But the frog, like the metamorphosis or the living in two worlds, are at the root of the tree. And it was so much fun this and the past week to think about the evolutionary tree of the elephant, sea cow, and like potentially the desmostylian, and how I suddenly uh, had a vision of my desmostylian like cryptid singing and dancing. Oh, it's all about the base, because this animal would be at the base of the tree. And yeah, here okay, this is maybe a little bit blurry. You can't probably see the whole beauty of the tree, but like I see these women with the peace lilies as a an invitation to listen to old wisdom, to remember what used to be good and make new things grow out of the old things that used to be good. Um, like to allow for new things to be born by like both enjoying old things that used to be good and letting go what doesn't serve us anymore. And like when I see the tree and when I see the frog, I always also think of like people who sort of live between the genders. I sometimes do. Um, like because red and blue was always like a symbol color, or like not always, but like in the more recent history, a symbol of boys and girls, and it's like these women wear both things, and like the frog lives in two worlds. So I actually still love thinking I have a really strong animus, like a, let's say, male energy that doesn't always show, but that is welcome in my life. And I like it taking roots in my life and like growing along with the female energy. And I I wish you, lovely people, a wonderful rest of the week with a lot of like inner balance, discovering new sides of you, celebrating what you have inside, and also giving yourself time to go into your personal cave, like the puffins. Uh, I might also sing or dance a little bit here. In German we have this spring song, Alle Vögel sind schon da, totally out of tune, mostly in most movies and so on. Like all the birdies have come to the land, and that means spring is here. I also got snail mail with a spring serviette and another serviette here that says, I have plans with myself this weekend. I know I'm hiding behind the serviette, but actually it was a big theme this and last week to actually convey to people. Film festival means I have an appointment with myself, and I'm mostly sitting there working through all the light flashes, working through all the social messages, even like watching people on screen in documentaries who risk their lives to recover and uncover the truth. And actually, when I blended the cards here for the reading of the day, the Trinity card always fell out, and the Trinity card in my deck is like a grandmother, a mother, and a baby. So it also made me remember like that I grew up in a multi-generation household, which could be difficult at times, but also supported me in some things that would otherwise not have been possible. So yeah, for the Trinity card, I just decided to take Trinity along in the video again. And yeah, so many lovely things happened where people actually asked me to illustrate my story about the Fiorellatli animal, and about the grandma, and about the grandma's beautiful garden, and everything. So I felt seen, and I felt appreciated for the first time in a lot of time, because I like, especially with my disability, I often have a hard time seeing when people actually like me, also when people actually don't like me. And yeah, I went to my favorite deco store again, and I bought my, I think, 7th clipboard. But like today, the clipboard is going to be very important, because I'm going to my first pitching and like marketing class for to maybe learn to gather sponsorship for my films and books. So may the Force and the Trinity and everything be with me. I think Trinity is allowed to go to the movies with me today, so I can squish her when the light flashes stress me too much. Bye bye.